In this screencast, I'll be covering how to insert images into the body of your news articles, basic pages, and card pages. So let's get started with this basic page example. Click Edit, and in the body, again, this will work on any of those three content types where they have a body with a WYSIWYG. So let's get started on inserting an image that floats in this paragraph, this last paragraph. It's nice and long. When you choose a paragraph that you want to insert an image floating left or right to, you really want to have something that is fairly lengthy. Short paragraphs, floating images don't really look that great. So I'm going to click right here at the beginning of this paragraph, and next click this image icon. And it's going to give us a dialog box where I can choose the image I'd like to upload and insert. So I'm going to click Choose File, and I already have an image that I've scaled and cropped to 320 pixels wide. This is the biggest thing to stress with inserting images into the body, is that Drupal does not touch any of these images that you're inserting. So in the header image and in the slider image, you're used to Drupal scaling and cropping your photos or your images. This, inside the body, it's not going to be touched whatsoever. So if you inserted a really large image, it's going to load that really large image and it's not going to look that great. So you really want to scale and crop your images appropriately. A small image, a good dimension, is 320 pixels wide. If you want to insert an image that's not going to float, that's going to take up the full width, then 875 pixels wide is a really good dimension. So let's pick this small image, and I'm going to give it some alt text. Underneath a line, I'm going to completely ignore because that feature really doesn't work that well. I'll show you how it's actually done. I'm going to click Save. Now I can see my image. Looks great. However, it's not floating yet, so I want to make sure that image is selected, and then up here in my alignment tools I can click Align Left, and now that photo is aligned to the left, floated to the left, and it looks pretty good. The text is butted up against the image. However, let's save it and see what it actually looks like in the context of the site. So I'm going to click Save and scroll down, and as you can see, the site theme itself adds some padding around, or margin around, the image for us, so it looks great. Now let's try to align it to the right and see how it looks. I'm going to click Edit again. It's pretty simple. We just click on that image, and instead of left align, we're going to choose right align. Click Save, scroll down, and you can see that the styling of the site adds some padding or margin around the image as well, so it looks awesome. Now let's try to insert a full width image. Going up again to click Edit, and let's add that full width image right underneath this paragraph. So I'm going to click right here and click Enter or Return to give it another paragraph. And like in the WYSIWYG intro, if I wanted to, I could click that button to show block so I can see how everything's all set up. So I have the cursor right there. Clicking the image icon again will give me that image dialog box where I can select my photo. And I want to choose this full width image that I've already scaled and cropped and compressed. Again, Drupal will not touch these, so if you insert a ginormous image, it's going to load a ginormous image. So you really want to be careful in what you insert. So I'm going to select this image. So I'll give it some alt text, click Save. And it doesn't look like it's full width here, but the site isn't this wide. So if I scroll down, click Save, I want to view it or preview it in the context of the site. And it looks awesome. Here's the photo, that full width photo, and here's that floating photo. Both look awesome in the context of the site. If I click Edit, and if I wanted to remove this image, I can just select it and click the Delete button on my keyboard, if I wanted to move it, I have the option. When I mouse over it, I can click on this and kind of drag it around if I'd like, and then I can remove the alignment. So I don't have to float this photo. I could just have this photo just be beneath it. If I want to, so this is kind of like last case scenario. If you wanted to, you can squeeze it. And I'm not saying like scaling. You're really just squeezing this image. You can, on modern browsers, you can use this. When you mouse over this image, you can use this little black dialog here to scale it, or squeeze it again, I should say, and then I can save it, and it's gonna look like a smaller image. So it's gonna look tiny, and it's gonna look like I scaled it, but really all I did was squeezed it. And what I mean by squeezing it, I'm not scaling it and saving that image. I'm just squishing or and squeezing it to those dimensions. But really the user is actually loading the larger version of this image. We don't want to really do that. This is like last case scenario if you, for some reason, you don't have the tools to scale it. But I really advise that you, whatever scale that you want to see in the page, you want to scale and crop that in your image editing tool like Photoshop, then select that image and insert it into the body. I'm going to clean this up really quick just to show you how easy it is to delete the image. Clicking edit and select the image, and then clicking delete in my keyboard. Same thing here. I'm going to save it. And now the images are still on the server, but they are removed from our page. So that's it for inserting images into the body field. Thanks for watching.